Hey everyone, what's up? Brian O'Donnell here, Explore Create Capture. Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Today, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to fake a macro lens without the need to go out and buy a really expensive lens that you probably won't use very often unless you specify in macro photography. A macro lens is basically, you can consider it a bit of a zoom lens. It sees small details that you won't usually see, so they often tend to be used for like photographing small insects, photographing leaves, flowers, and you get those really small details you won't often see with your own eye. So a lot of people would be interested, myself included, in taking like 1 or 2 macro shots, but personally I wouldn't be buying one because I wouldn't use it enough to warrant the amount of money that some of these lenses cost, as opposed to other lenses which cost the same amount of money or cheaper, and I'd be using them more often and more my style. So without further ado, here's method number 1. So here's the lens. You all know it's a lens. Usually this bottom part, you unscrew it and this part attaches to the base of your camera. So for trick number 1, you don't want to attach the camera to the normal end. You don't want to attach it on here. You want to flip it around to have this side against your camera body and the other side, which is usually placed against your camera body, up really close to what you want to photograph, and it'll naturally turn into a macro lens. You want to be really careful with this because as you're putting your lens against your camera body, it can often scratch because it's quite sensitive glass and there's a few bits and bobs spiking out some cameras, so just be really careful and then move your camera in and out while holding the lens up against your body until you see the objects come into focus. It'll be a really shallow depth of field, but it'll look really cool. You'll see details you've never seen before. Okay, method number 2. Alright, so everyone pretty much nowadays has a smartphone. This one seems to have 4 cameras, most have 1 camera. Anyway, no matter what, you're going to have a camera on your phone, even if it's not a smartphone. I think every phone has a camera. So, tip number 2, really simple. All you need is a bit of water on the end of your finger. You want to slowly drip the water onto the camera lens so it forms a little dome around the lens. Now, when you bring objects really close to the lens or close to the bubble of water over the lens, they're going to come into focus in a really shallow depth of field, and this will see all the little details, as we said before, you don't usually see, but it'll look really sharp. You can do it with your eye, you can do it with flowers, you can do it with pretty much anything. It's really fun, and all you need is a phone. You don't even need a fancy camera to flip your lens around. Okay, and the final method, method number 3, a magnifying glass and a lens ball. So I've mentioned a lens ball before. You don't need to buy one, they can come really cheap. Oh, you do need to buy one then, but you don't need to buy an expensive one. They can be really cheap to buy like on Amazon or whatever for a few euro. And you can put this against an object on the floor or on a book or whatever, and it'll magnify the part of the lens ball that's touching the object you're resting it on. It's not exactly a perfect macro shot. Neither of these two are perfect, but it's ways to fake a macro shot. So it works well, but the only problem is the edges are going to be warped because it's a ball, so only the point of the ball is going to be on the object you want to photograph, and the rest is going to be blurry because of the warp and because of the refraction. Okay, and as for magnifying glass, you all know what a magnifying glass does. This isn't the most accurate way of doing it, but basically hold your camera up towards the magnifying glass, move it in and out depending on what looks best, and then objects far away will look bigger as it magnifies it. So that's it for today's video. If you did like it, if you learned any of the tricks, give it a thumbs up and comment if you'd like me to do any other sorts of videos. Did you learn something new with these tricks? Did you know them already? Let me know. And subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.